Sunrise. It is 16 minutes after 6 o'clock. When you hear that beat, doom, 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 doom. Yeah, well, that's not a beat, that's a bass line. When you hear that bass line, you know it's now time for the headlines. And she's going to give us a sneak peek with the one and only Teeks. Good morning.
Sneak peek.
Sneaky tiki, I like
Yes, sneak peek. That's hot. That's hot. I like that.
Yeah.
That's
It's really hot.
All right, we're
Because
going to
it's just
jump
the
in.
headlines and not the news.
You
So
see
it's
that?
sneak peek
You see,
Sneak
you see
at
that?
what's coming up in the news.
That mad. That mad.
I see what you did there.
I see. Yeah.
I see what you did there. I see what you
Yeah.
did there, and I like it. We're
Yeah.
going to jump in. Let's jump in. Matthew Samuda secures Northeast St. Anne from the over 40,000 constituents eligible to vote in the Northeast St. Anne by-election. Only a few of those numbers showed up yesterday to cast their votes. According to Director of Elections Glasspool Brown, up to 3 yesterday afternoon, less than 10% of the more than 43,000 electors had cast their ballots. However, this did not deter the JLP, as Matthew Samuda has secured Northeast St. Anne, and that's according to the final results from the Electoral Office of Jamaica. Of the 146 boxes counted, Samuda secured 4,838 votes, which is 95%.
That was at about 5 o'clock yesterday. So I suppose we'll learn as the final number, the official number that will be for the historic record will be confirmed. But it's over 4,800. I believe what I saw yesterday was about a 12% voter turnout by 5 o'clock. I actually wasn't, I was expecting it would be maybe somewhere between 10 and 15%. If we're going back to the by-election of 2010, I don't know if you remember when Shahini Robinson was with the whole dual citizenship matter, and it had to go to a by-election. And so in going to a by-election, she got just over 5,000 votes at the time, and it was round about 15%, I think it was, who turned out. So it's comparable. It's expected, given that the other major political parties
did not field a candidate.
So, I mean, so maybe if you had something, you know, another couple
Veritable
thousand,
contender.
you would have seen somewhere it may be inching up past 20% or so forth and so on. And, you know, but it's still reflective of low interest. But, I mean, it also is reflective of people's perception that it's a safe seat.
Yes.
So people on either side, some might say, it makes sense.
Because it's a foregone conclusion.
Right.
So,
and that affects voters on either side of the political divide. I didn't see quite the number. I wasn't monitoring the number of people who turned out for the other candidates, but Matthew Samuda, who has even been here in studio a number of times. So what we expect in the next couple of days, so he's now MP-elect.
Yes.
What we expect in the next few days, today's Tuesday, I don't know that he'd be sworn in today, but I suppose at the soonest possible time, he'd be sworn in as MP, and I suppose then he'd probably, and I'm just speculating that based on his previous ministerial appointment, I guess he'd probably have to be sworn in again as minister.
I'm not certain.
I don't know.
Probably he'd have to be sworn in again, depending on, you know, because if he resigned from the Senate to run in the lower house, he would have had to have resigned as minister, because he's a minister by virtue of being in the Senate. So then now he'd have to be reappointed to the cabinet. And then now the speculation, the next news would be who will take his seat in, the seat that is now vacant in the upper house. So we look.
So an appointment is probably coming, looming.
I would imagine in a few days.
Yeah,
we'll
and
hear.
still the finance, you know, with Nigel going. So there are quite a number. So shake-up is going to happen.
And there are some other seats that are not being fully represented by virtue of resignations or people in the departure lounge. So I look forward to these matters of our democracy being sorted. What else you got?
And of course, CVM News will keep you posted.
Absolutely,
right?
keep you in the loop.
In the loop.
Yeah.
So next up, Prime Minister Holness to bolster Jamaica-India relationship. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is currently on a 4-day working visit to India aimed at solidifying bilateral relations with the world's most populous country that operates the largest economy in South Asia. The visit, which kicked off on Monday, yesterday, is the first of its kind by a Jamaican head of government to India. Holness is scheduled to meet with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and noted that he was looking forward to, and I quote, the important and impactful discussions we'll have as we explore new areas of cooperation and further deepen the bonds of friendship between India and Jamaica, end quote. According to India's Ministry of External Affairs, the MEA, a number of memoranda of understanding, which are MOUs, in key areas, including trade and investment, are expected to be signed during the visit that would boost bilateral cooperation. Prime Minister Holness is accompanied by Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for information, skills and digital transformation, Senator Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, Founder and Chief Executive Officer of Amber Group, Dushyant Savadia, and renowned retired West Indies cricketer Chris Gale. They're also part of the delegation from Jamaica.
Well, I'm not certain that last part is accurate. I believe Chris Gale was already in India. Well, I heard that yesterday. Chris Gale was in India. He's often in India.
Because he's a
very popular
he's
figure
very popular in India.
Yeah. Okay, when you say India, you say cricket, okay? Listen, Chris Gale is like an icon of mammoth proportion in India.
Yes.
When you say Chris, like I remember when I went to India and you know I had on my Jamaican colors and stuff like that. And you're like Chris Gale.
Oh
Chris,
wow!
and I'm like, I know Chris Gale.
Yeah.
You know? Listen, it is a thing.
Remember,
down there.
he's played for many years in the Indian Premier League, you know. So these are major figures.
Stars in India. Chris, them money locked down the place, right? So
he was there and he joined in some of the engagements, as you would naturally expect. I mean, it only makes sense.
Yeah.
So Christopher Henry Gale.
Yeah, big deal.
Former
Gale Force wins.
Camperdown. Hey, I miss them days that I watch cricket, you know. But in relation to the diplomatic matters, I think that was actually, it's a good look. I know that Jamaica and India have a long, friendly diplomatic relations. We have a good history of relations. And it's just right for us to try to cement some of those things. India is as a major power in the global economy in terms of its sheer size, but in terms of engineering and technology and ICT, etc.
For example, a lot of our companies, when they're outsourcing, it's India. You know what I mean? In terms of computing, in terms of coding, and of course in the world of chess as well, they are huge, right? So there are some very brilliant minds there. So I hope that we can do some exchange of knowledge, information, human resources, so that they can empower us and we can empower them. Because I really think that is an untapped market that has vast possibilities to grow and to be wealthy and to really be, beneficial to each other. Symbiotic relationship between Jamaica and India. Absolutely amazing. So I like this. I like this.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I think you're also going to like this.
Okay.
I think so. Ready? Right. Jamaica wins gold at the World Robot Olympiad. For the first time, Reach Academy's robotics team entered the world stage in the innovators section of the World Robot Olympiad, the WRO, which focuses on invention and code. So the WRO is an international robotics competition that brings together young innovators and problem solvers from around the world, created to inspire and challenge the next generation of engineers and programmers, encouraging students to explore the exciting world of robotics through teamwork, creativity, and critical thinking, right? You remember isn't it? So the talented team of three, as Miss Kitty just said, Jackson Mitchell, our very own.
Yes.
It's not Tammy's own, you know.
Yeah,
our very own.
Yes.
Jackson Mitchell, who is 11, Jacob Wang, who is 10, and Gia Wim Stone, who is 9, and Coach Kristen Hunter created a groundbreaking robot designed to, listen to this, clean the hulls of ships, reducing drag, and in turn minimizing environmental harm. The team, proudly known as the Crud Busters, headed to the World Robot Olympiad with a mission to break barriers, build friendships, forge connections, and returned home as first place champions out of 47 countries.
That's
nice,
hot.
right?
Nice. That's
Then
nice.
beat out countries like Canada, Germany, Croatia, just to name a few. I love this. We are so thrilled, guys.
That's why corporate Jamaica needs to put money behind this
Yes,
stuff.
yes, absolutely. And that's what I say now, Dennis. I want us to develop a culture and a country where we support before the world. We support before the winnings, because it always just seems like everybody sit on a wait and say wagwan, and then you want to hop onto the bandwagon. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, if there's a bandwagon, you're late.
Yeah.
If there's already a bandwagon, you're late to the party.
Yeah.
Get on before there's
But you know,
a bandwagon.
the challenge with that is, and the truth is, I feel like anything that we invest in, Jamaica does well.
True.
Which is why you must invest in it.
Everything,
then.
every
Invest in
sport,
it.
every activity,
Invest
everything.
in our
We just
people.
good.
That means that if you give Jamaicans the support, we will do well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All you want is a chance.
Yep.
Give us a chance. Na 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 na. All right. When me say yeah yeah ooh wee, I gotta tell you ooh wee. Lovely. Coming up, you have more news. TK, what?
Dennis is asking what was
You know
that?
the song there?
I thought you were
All we are saying
Okay, I don't know that part of the song.
is give peace a chance. That's the song.
Na na na. Oh, yeah, I
Na
don't
na
know.
na 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 na.
No, Dennis, we'll talk to you in the break. We'll get you up to date in the break.
Maybe you're in Canada at that time. It's so
No, I know the song. I just don't know that part there. I don't remember that part there.
I'm going to get the gentleman's name, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he is of Kingston College Extraction. I'm going to get the name and everything. But it's one of those big songs.
A big tune, man.
Big tune.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. I just don't remember that part.
That part there?
Fair enough.
We'll get the song.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Dennis, are you mocking us? Are you mocking myself and Sneak Teak?
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering. Okay, great. Fab. All right, coming up next, guys, our Japanese class will be in session when sunrise returns. So stick around.
Hi.
It's still...
So that's that. Hi.
Okay.
Hi.